I knew one lad that was here, he's playing with me at United.
Well, I knew one player.
I didn't know anyone like on a personal level.
I personally didn't know anyone who was in here.
I hadn't came across any of the boys, never played against them.
Coming into the camp I didn't know any faces because I'm a couple of years younger than all the boys.
I knew of Matty Rain, but apart from that, no.
Within a space of 28-30 hours you kind of get to know everyone on a bit of a personal level as well.
Like we've all got along, and I don't know, I just feel like every single one of us seems alright, seems good with each other.
I think that's something Jamie does really well, is he gets everyone talking, he gets everyone going, and I think we've all connected really well in such a short space of time.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's fun, and and you learn. I've learned so much. Like I know I'm going to use everything that I've been taught.
It's been really good. It's give you a massive insight into how the mind works and how you can change, and just the little things, the way you think on the pitch and off the pitch. It's been a real massive eye opener for me.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Great atmosphere. Everyone's willing to learn, everyone's picking up new bits here and there.
I'm learning lots of things about myself.
I think it's good, very interesting. Definitely learn a lot just in 24 hours on how to use that stuff in everyday life.
Listening to a few of the lads' stories, there's Taylor from Bristol. He was in France for 7 years. Some of the stuff he's been through, and now he's come through it, it just makes you realise that it's not all glory, and you gotta be ready for them downs.
It's went into much deeper levels than I've ever done before, and makes you think about things that you would never think of.
This is my third camp, so I was eager to come back because every time I have done it's helped me massively going into pre-season. I think this one especially will be my biggest pre-season yet, so I wanted to make sure that I do everything possible to go back with the right mindset.
I'm definitely 100% going to use that in after every training session, every match. I'm going to use that book and I'm going to write all my what I'm thinking down.
I think getting down about certain things, it's good to remember the good things and to change and not get too down about if you lose a family member or lose a game. It's just important to keep positive and change your state of mind for the better.
I mean, it's a great way to just get your feelings out and make sure you can just put it to one side. If you had a bad day, just put it to one side and then just remember to get back the good days and remember like when you had a good game.
Whatever does happen on or off the pitch, life goes on. You're not on your own, you've got other people around you such as family members, girlfriends, teammates, friends, and I think it is important to remember that you are.
For example, when you're having a rough time, say you've put a lot of work in to try and get a client over the line and it doesn't go your way, just not dwelling on the bad feelings and using that to motivate yourself and get yourself into a better place to go again.
Mix of emotions, there's like a lot of things running through your mind, so like different things can trigger different emotions. So like some footballers do tend to get angry a lot, like after they make a mistake or certain things go wrong, so it's just like trying to control it and then like to bring it into something positive.
Like you can come up with scenarios in your head where, say if you're centre back, you're going to pass it to your full back and then a winger will come in and maybe nick the ball. So I think it's about changing that fear and that like nervousness into something else. So you can't go onto the pitch and think, I don't know whether to do this just in case something else happens. You've got to change that nervousness into being brave and doing it. So it's just about changing how you think of it.
Once you're in the moment on the pitch, you've got to sort of like speak to yourself in your head, and you've got to come out of the anger and just, it's almost that 5 seconds of red mist, as they say. So you just got to get through it and is what we've learned today.
I think it's that whole thing of changing in your attitude and changing your emotional sort of feelings in a quick space of time. I also feel that it helps sort of maybe try and build your confidence up and also make ways of thinking about things differently rather than being quite narrow-minded. Oh, I learned so much. I mean, he had a great career, but obviously there's a lot of things that that were burdening him. I don't want to, like, I want to be where he was, but I want to learn from the mistakes that he made.
Just to take as much in as possible, not to leave it too late to, to learn about the mental side of the game. And
now's the right age to do it for these people. All the people the older people who are doing this type of stuff, they all say the same thing, that they wish that they could do it when they were younger. And now is the right age, because you can use it going forward. These guys are realistically only at the start of their football journey.
I think it was definitely interesting listening to the ups and downs of his career, how he reacted and how he wished he reacted. So he was obviously very encouraging towards us to be working on our mental states.
I learned a lot from obviously his experience of playing football and coaching at like a very high level, and like that's like where I want to be, at the level he's played at. The stories he told, how he had to overcome things with different managers, like not being in the team and then being in the team and then out the team again. So it's like he's taught me different ways of how I can deal with it.
Say if we didn't do it now, then we're going to have to learn some sort of skill at some point on how to deal with stuff mentally. So I think learning it at a young age definitely is going to improve our chances or help us in the future. But I think, as in last season, I probably could have done with having someone tell me all this stuff last season, because I was getting frustrated at not playing or whatever. So it's just about using him and his knowledge and everything that he said about like how serious this really is.
Yeah, he's been at big clubs, he's been around, so he's been in the game for a long time now, so listening to stuff coming from him, it's obviously he knows everything. He's been through highs, lows.
You realise that ex-pros have probably they had the same problems as you have when you're 16, 17 year olds, so you realise it's not just you, it's even players at the top have their problems, and you use the same skills to overcome them. It's been better than I expected. I knew I was going to learn a lot, but I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. I thought as much as I thought.
Yeah, it was what I expected, getting to know stories and learning.
For me, I didn't really know what to expect, so I was just coming into it in sort of a clear mind and open to learning as much as possible.
I expected it to be how it is, like how we're all round there, sitting together, talking, trying to help each other out, listening to stories, but I didn't think we'd be learning as much as we've learnt, like as quickly.
You come across different boys who have different backgrounds, different situations at different clubs. I definitely didn't expect to be the oldest one here, but obviously I did kind of know what it was about, but that's why I am here, because it has done me the world of good over the past few years.
I didn't really I didn't know anything what it was going to be about, and I weren't really not looking forward to it, but it weren't something that I was desperate to do. But I think definitely since I've got here, you can understand why we've come here, because it's going to help us in every day and in the future in our careers. So it's not what I expected, but I'm glad that I've done it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him when it's back that it's going to be, but it's really crucial.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I think it's that important nowadays to have this sort of information and I'd definitely recommend it if
Yeah.
someone asked me or needed it.
I just think if, say, my mates or my brother, I think it's just everything that you can use in everyday life, not even just in your footballing career. You can go home, speak to your mum and dad about it, and they can use it in their work. So I think definitely it's something that I would recommend you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, all of our clients,
Yeah.
you know, even if, I mean, there's some of the lads now who you'd say, you know, they're mental warriors already, but and they just know how to do it naturally, but even for those guys it's beneficial.
A few people have seen, whether that's on my social media or in person, that I am working on my mind. I am training my brain, and some people have come up and actually asked me, oh, what's it like working with Jamie Edwards? So I obviously give them honest feedback, and some people obviously see me writing in my book. Some people see me maybe do a breathing exercise before a game, and they just ask why. I think everyone's getting more and more curious with the amount of people that are kind of coming out of football or in football, openly speaking about mental health and the importance of training your brain.
I'd recommend it to others because I think it like opens your eyes a bit, and it like makes you realise like different things you can do, and like how you can improve your game in different ways, not just about football but in your mind and your mindset, how like going into games, going into training. So I think it can help, yeah.
I think for me, just you realise that even I've been here for 28, 29 hours, and I can even see differences already. And you when you're talking to anyone, even if I've sort of been on the phone to my parents or whatever, I'm thinking about things that we've been taught the day before or the day of it, and I think it just takes in, as he says, it's not just about football.
Yeah, I'd definitely recommend it at such a young age as well. Getting all this information in now, so when the downfalls do come, we'll be ready and we'll take the challenges on.
Over the last 2 days, the best thing that I've learned is to actually become aware of when I am in a certain state of mind, become aware of when I am sad or when I'm down or disappointed, and realise it quick enough to flip it around and try and get back to that neutral thinking.
You might not get picked, and then you're gonna start overthinking. You're gonna start thinking, what's going on? Have I done something wrong? But if you just follow some of the steps that he said and some of the tactics or strategies, if you like, if you just follow some of them, then you're not gonna be feeling bad or worrying or scared for long, because you can change that state of mind like that. It's just about being confident enough to do it.
The best thing I've learned is probably when you've had a bad training session, taking them bad things, putting it to one side and looking at the positives and don't dwell on the negatives. Because, I mean, what's the point?
I think for me it's probably not taking how I feel at football, taking it home. It's changing that state of mind from football and at home and being a totally different person, I think, at times.
The state of mind, it's learning all that this morning. It's almost opened my eyes a bit. Like say, I've said, when you're angry and in the 5 seconds of madness, then you've got to take yourself away from that.
I think for me, one of the biggest things is the sort of method of being able to take maybe a bad moment that you've had in the season, take a good moment and be able to get the bad moment out your system, and it actually makes you feel better, and even though you're just sitting there thinking about things and stuff. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be ringing them up.
Probably until Jamie tells me I'm too old.
I would definitely come back again.
Yeah.
You know, I think some of these lads would definitely come back again. Going forward, like I was saying, just trying to not dwell on bad feelings, get yourself positive all the time. And if you are feeling crap, you know, it's not the end of the day. You can use tools to get your mind right and further your career.
I'd definitely come back again because I'd want to keep on continuing to learn it, and you also like gaining an advantage on others because they won't be working on their brain, and it definitely helps with my football and my life in general.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think just the more you learn about it, the more that we've done it so far, the more you learn, the well, not easier it gets, but the more you see it coming into your daily life, not just outside of football, but speaking to parents, everything like that. So
yeah, I'd definitely come back. It's almost just starting off when you started playing football when you were 3-4 years old. It's almost training your brain for the first time, and yeah, it's just helped massively.